organizational structures are becoming more and more complex, and the issue of stress becomes inevitable. So the rising cost of living, unemployment, power outages, relationship blues, some of the things that are just going on, swirling around us, targets at workplace that must be met, and that's just a few of the things that we may not have control over and can lead to stress. How do we deal with these issues? To have the conversation on dealing with stress, I'm pleased to have Dr. Usman Ibrahim. Salam alaikum. How are you doing, sir? Okay. First of all, define stress for me that in a way that my 13-year-old son would understand it. What is stress?
Thank you very much, and good morning to our cherished viewers. Now, stress is a response of the body to when the body goes under a pressure. For example, the body is exerted under a pressure.
Okay.
We can give examples as if you have an upcoming examination, there's an event ahead of you, being marriage or any event ahead of you. The body goes under pressure to keep you alert prior to the time of the program. But this pressure, the body exerts itself under, comes to effect or being positive or negative on the human system due to the period of being exposed the human body to the trigger of the stress or the stressor.
Stress can have positive outcomes.
Exactly.
Like what?
Number one, you see, as the first example we give, if you have an upcoming examination or you want to take an exam or an event, the stress is what keep you alert.
Okay.
Keep reminding you of what you want to do. Keep you awake. Even if you have a time to study, how to put your things, focus, and prior to the time of the program. That is a positive side. But when the stress, that effect, or when the body exerts itself under the stress, when it is not properly checked, that is when it becomes negative, or it has negative effect on the human system. And when that happens, it has the effect on the body, it had the effect on the mood, it had the effect on the behavior as well. That can affect it. So totally it affects the human system. You can see nowadays we have so many conditions attacking the human system because we are not focusing on the aspect of stress. The condition set into the human system, and then we keep blaming the frame of diseases in the human system. But what happens is stress leads to a lot of health problems when it affects the body negatively.
Can stress really make your hair turn white?
Sure it is, because that's when the human system is under stress through thinking. The person think a lot. He has a lot, so many responsibilities that can also lead to that. You can get gray hair can pop in once it is not even the time for the gray hair to pop in. Sure.
So the young men walking around with white in their beard, stress, eh?
Sure.
Wow. Oh, okay. How about memory? What is the effect of stress on your memory and your thinking?
Sure. Over there, how it affects the memory is that it goes that you lose concentration and focus. So you see, this person was very active in doing his activity, his office work. He was very active, very highly productive. But through stress, the productivity can limit. So you will be looking at, this person was very active on this field. He was very good. Now his productivity is limited. It is through stress, because sometimes the workload will be too much on the person. You have a lot to do. And then even looking at our country, our traffic jams is so bad that people living around Oyarifa area or Kasua area, they had to wake up around 3 a.m. But to report at the office at 8. And then due to the traffic jams, they had to wake up early. Waking up early and then also closing late and then getting home late as well. They don't have enough time to relax the body. That can also set in stress. So with that, the human system will be breaking down bit by bit. And then, stress, when it affects that way, so you can see we have the physical science, the biological science, and the psychological aspect. So that one goes into the brain. And then when this brain, when this thing affect the brain, it is also going to affect even the digestive aspect in the human system.
So what you eat and how often you eat is affected by stress?
It's affected by stress because when you go, even let's drip a little from the brain. When you go into the behavioral aspect, people under stress, when you go to the behavioral aspect, they eat a lot. People can overeat under stress and can also undereat under stress. Yeah. So over there, you see the body, it makes, what's the cortisol? The cortisol or the stress hormone is over released in the human system. It leads to a lot. Going to the digestive aspect, that is where you can be diabetic even if you're eating very well. Yeah. Because of stress, because there's no proper digestion. Then over there, the glucose can keep accumulating. You can be diabetic. Then obesity can also set it. Even stress can lead to cancer.
It's quite a serious thing.
Yeah, because you can get oxidative stress in the human system that can affect the cells.
How about your dreams? I mean, you go to sleep, can the dreams be affected by stress?
Sure, it can, because once it affects the brain, your way of thinking, your way of doing a whole lot. You pack a lot in your brain before going to bed, so it can affect the way you dream. And then sometimes people can even have hallucination can set in if you have too much stress. Yeah,
you start seeing and hearing things that are not there.
Exactly. You see, someone can be sitting down and then see a very wild animal coming toward. Yeah.
As a result of stress.
And it can lead to severe depressive condition.
It's quite a serious problem.
Yeah.
What is the prevalence of stress in the population? I mean, any idea of any literature, any figures?
That's what I explained. The stress is a normal thing the body responds to, but it's only when it's unchecked that it leads to the negative effect on the human system. But now, presently in this country, we can say about 90% of the population are stressed. Yeah, because the other aspect of stressing the human system is even ingesting artificial sweetness in the human system. So you can see we feed even our children with this artificial sweetness.
So children are also getting stressed?
Sure, because we feed them with this artificial sweetness. That's the aspartame, that's the sugar that you can find in all these drinks, those soft drinks,
the
carbonated drinks. Then you see the one aspect is we are in a situation where we have more apple juice for people. We have strawberries. We have grapes, but we don't have their farms in the country. So it tells you that this sweet drinks comes with water, and the artificial sweetener, which is aspartame. And once aspartame is ingested into the human system, it releases more cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So the person is overloaded with workload at the office. The person is thinking about having divorce, problem with the marriage, having loss of jobs. And then the person is packed with a lot that can release even more cortisol. Then the person is still taking sugars.
And I'm just curious, what are some of the unusual ways that stress can manifest in children and teenagers? How does it affect their behavior?
Yes, the children can be hyperactive. Then their way of responding in their classwork, it will be coming down. This child was very sharp. Then within some months or years to come, the child will start dropping in class performances. The performances will drop, and then the child will be hyperactive, and then it will even get to a time the child cannot even eat very well. Yeah, and then the child will be falling ill time to time, because it also affects the immunity. Yeah.
I'm just curious, before we start looking at solutions, are there any strange or unexpected signs that point to somebody undergoing chronic or severe stress? What are some of the telltale signs to look out for?
Thank you. We have headaches. There's fatigue. The person will always be weak. You can send the person to this short distance, he will just walk and come back, and he will be walking very slow, fatigue. Then there's other aspects of muscle aches and pains all through the human system. Even it affects the sex drive of the human being.
What, oversexed or undersexed?
It will be undersexed because it goes down to affect the male hormone.
Stress doesn't make people want to have more sex?
Yeah, it even take you from the sexual desire. It takes the desire from you. Yeah, because it affects the male hormone, which is the testosterone. That move us, we males, that move us to get a desire.
But I also hear of people who say, you know what, I'm feeling stressed, I want to have sex.
Well,
what's going on there?
What happens is the person will be having the sex all right, but it wouldn't be the optimal or the maximum level that we need a male to function.
Enjoyment no good inside.
That's
but how about the women? I mean, it's not only
yeah. The women also. You see the woman when the husband is going close to her, she will be drawing far from the husband because she's lost libido. It's through stress. Yeah, and so stress can also affect even couples infertility wise. Yeah.
Well, it affects the quality and production of sperms and
exactly.
eggs.
Exactly, because of this testosterone. And when it goes into the female with the E2, that's an estrogen hormone, it affects it. So with that, fertility aspect will be there. It affects our fertility. So if you expose the human system to go under too much pressure and then stress setting, when the stress is also unchecked, because it is normal with all of us. You wake up in the day, you go up and down, and then you can't. You need to relax so that the human system will respond positively to the stress that you induce into the human system. But when you keep exposing the human system to the stress and then you are not relaxing, you don't have any solution to the stress you put the body into, that is where it is going to be negative, or it's going to have negative impact on the human system.
Can stress be a cause of death?
Sure. 100%. Stress can be a cause of death because when it will get to a time, there's going to be anxiety, depression that will also set in, and then even it's going to affect your way of even ingesting or eating food. So over there, you're going to be deficient with so many vitamins and minerals that will keep the body or keep the immunity active. So any infection that's set into the human system can take you away. So stress can lead to death.
Okay, you've painted a very serious and a dangerous picture of what stress can do to the body and to the mind. Now let's find some solutions. What are some of the ways to combat stress and its effects?
Yeah, number one, we should get hobbies. We get some games that we are interested in, that we want to indulge ourselves in. Also make time with even your family. Have a time with the family. You sit down. That particular point in time, you may be having some conversation that will crack some laughter, that will release stress within you. There should be an exercise that you love. You should have the time to exercise, because people under stress, they exercise less. So you should get a time, make a time, and then you should always have time for meditation. You get it? But the problem with this, our generation, he or she may say, "Oh, this time around, I don't want to go to work. I have to leave. Also, I want to relax." But we'll still be on a mobile gadget.
So the phones are a major source of stress.
Exactly. Looking onto the screen, you are still making use of the human. So the cells are all performing their duty. So there's at that time that you'll be having stress-free time, you should have a time that you won't even pick a phone call. If it's an hour, you put your phone silent, put it somewhere. You don't watch TV, but you sit down, just relax, or have some conversation with the family member. You have your children, or where you can also exercise yourself, because through exercises there's hormones that comes into the brain. That's endorphins. That's why when you are exercising, it makes you very happy. So yoga is another good practice that you can practice to meditate. Then you release stress, and we should be relaxing. Now the workload. And then don't also sell out your leave period. People do that. And what happens here is that you see many of our people in this country, immediately they come home or they retire from their offices. That is when all these conditions start in their system, and all their pension pays that they get, they use it to fight conditions. So once you are active at the office, this time make time for yourself. Don't sell your leave, don't sell them, because this is killing our elders. Yeah, because as soon as they retire, they will fighting one chronic condition to the other, because stress has been chronic on them. They will be fighting. You see, this when stress goes chronic, it affects the heart. You can be hypertensive. You can get any of the heart disease. That's angina pectoris. You can get heart attack. You can get hardening of the arteries. That will be improper circulation. That will lead to improper circulation of the blood in the human system. So you see, after retirement, they face all these conditions, because when they were actively at office, they never make time for themselves to relax. They were making money every day, on leave. No, you still have to sell that period to somebody to make money. Please, you will make the money, but you are killing yourself. And then our bosses, they should help us. We shouldn't be pounding on our staffs all the time. We can make mistakes, but you have to be nice on them. Don't pound too much on them. Pounding too much on them gives them stress, because they always want to meet the target.
So wicked bosses can be
wicked bosses. Yeah, they can be the cause of stress in their to their staff. So we have to look at that. People working under you, no credit time. Ask yourself, you're the boss. Sometimes you can be tired. So you should see on that way that they can also be tired, because we are all working with, we all have human cells within us. That's it. So we should look at that, and then we reduce the workload. Where 10 people should work, don't employ 6 people over there
to save cost.
But you'll be killing this
killing lives.
Sure. So please, we should do that.
Are there other unusual methods of relieving stress that you may want to share with us? I mean, you've given us quite a few.
Sure. Yeah, but what happens is, with all what we've given, the other aspect is you mentioned of sex.
Yes. I knew you were going there. I'm there already.
You mentioned of sex. Yeah, it is. It is there. It can release stress as well. But but
if you are too stressed, you can't have sex.
That is the problem. But when it is acute, but with the chronic stress, there's no way. You don't even have the desire. You don't even.
So what? You have to relax, play some Ludo first, and then have the sex, or what?
Exactly, because because before having sex, you should have good communication.
Good.
You got it.
And Ludo gives good communication. Or dummy. Is it dummy?
That should be good communication.
Is
you have good communication with your partner. Communication that can release endorphins in the brain, that can take off the stress.
Okay.
You get it? So that can help. And then swimming is another exercise that can help. Yeah, you can go. You have you swim, whether being in at the sea or you want to go. You have your swimming pool. Fine, sure. You swim over there, and then even playing golf is another.
Hey, golf is a rich man's game.
So
give us one which is
then you can go
to the pockets.
You can go to the spa for massages.
Okay.
You got it. You can be massaged at the spa.
Or the woman can learn massage and massage you.
Sure, it's possible because
why not? Or
sure.
Doc.
Well, she can do that. Yeah, because she's your partner.
Yes.
And once you are married, you are one.
Yes.
So she can do everything for you.
Yes. And you can also massage her.
You can also massage her because she's your wife.
All right. I'm just curious though, between men and women, who are more prone to stress? Is there any literature on that?
Whoa. The men are more prone to stress because even these days, what we are experiencing is some men, even they have their beautiful wives at home, they still want to have side chicks out there. And what happens is, because they have so much work at their offices and they are already stressed, and the sex life is not better, they depend on some medications they would take to be able to satisfy these side chicks. And that is really imposing more stress on the human system. And then we have you could see we have some drinks hovering around,
Yes.
telling you this is energy drink.
Yes.
No, you see, scientifically, we have nothing like energy drink. The only energy drink that you may have will be your fruit juice. That's the concentrate from the fruit. That will give you the vitamins and the minerals to boost the immunity so that the human system can function properly. But anything that comes out that they tell you this is an energy, it is having chemicals. That's the truth. The truth is, it's have chemicals. So what, taking that chemicals at that time, it will rejuvenate you. But after, it gives you problem with the heart. That can dry even the arteries.
So be very careful.
Be very careful. Yeah, because all these energy drinks, these so-called energy drinks, they come. It has too much caffeine. And ingestion of too much caffeine can affect the human system. Caffeine is a natural stimulant for the human system that can even help for proper circulation of blood. But overdose of it can also cause harm. And then we have guarana that is also introduced in there. And then we have ginsems that are also introduced in the energy drinks. All those things are coming with overdose. So taking them will endanger your cardiovascular system. That is why some men dies when they are performing those acts on the females on their beds.
They die of duty.
It blocks the heart. The functions of the heart stops.
Wow.
Sure.
Massive stress, shock, you're gone.
Sure. Yeah.
Men are dying too early and leaving their women behind. Be very careful.
And taking of sugar.
The sugar is...
We should stop ingesting this carbonated drink. They are very dangerous. Sir, it is not easy. When you see this artificial sweetness, even this aspartame, United States outlawed that in 1981. And even when it was outlawed, at that particular point in time, scientifically, it was the literature told us that it was not compatible for all human beings. There were certain people that was reacting to it.
So people must be careful.
Very dangerous. And now the truth is, all these carbonated drinks you see, they contain aspartame.
Be careful, guys. Don't stress your body.
Yeah.
You want to be living long to enjoy life on this beautiful earth that God himself has given us. Dr. Usman Ibrahim, what's your 30-second summary for somebody who just tuned in on how to deal with stress before we go?
Okay. Number one, we shouldn't overload ourselves with work. You always want to. Some people, even at weekends, because when he stays at home, the children will have a little interaction with him. He has to also move back to the office. I have something to finish. Please, give yourself some time. And then, ingestion of sugars. And then our marriage aspect. Divorce also comes in with it. Problems in the marriage. Please, you should always have someone to talk to. If you have a problem, don't keep it to yourself. Have somebody to talk to. You should always be. You should be a person who always want to be. You should be active. Sedentary life is very bad. Do a little exercise. Don't always keep yourself just from bed. You bath and then you go into your car. You move to your office. That can impose more stress, chronic one, on the human system. So we should be active, and then we should also eat very well. Vegetables and fruit are very important in our system. Then we should eliminate all these artificial sweetness, artificial spices, and all those things. Go natural. You can get your ginger, you can get your onions, you can get your garlics, you can get all those fennel seeds, and then all these, you get them. These are the best ones for the human system. But leaving all these things out there, they tell you this is for jollof, this is for goat, they are all chemicals. That's the truth. They are all chemical, and they all have negative effect on the human system.
Dr. Usman Ibrahim, I love the energy, I love the passion, I love the knowledge. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So you've been educated on how to deal with the stresses in your life. This conversation, you can enjoy it again by going to our Facebook page. Look for GTV Ghana. Follow us, like the stream, and share this conversation with those who need to hear about this, and most importantly, do what the good doctor said. Okay, give yourself enough rest, find hobbies, exercise, eat right, have a positive mental attitude, and inshallah everything will be all right. My name is Kafui Day. Today is World Refugee Day. Today is also a day for conversations on entrepreneurship And let me not stress myself too much by trying to remember. So let me just go and see what is there. So Nana Dr. Michael Ajekum Ado, Chief Executive Officer of the Mikado Group of Companies, is going to be talking to us about the entrepreneur mindset in the 21st century. We have a Deputy Minister who is going to be with us talking about matters of fisheries and aquaculture. And we have breakfast with High Life, Hip Life and Afrobeat artist Officer High right here on hashtag GTV Breakfast. Remember, there's good stress and there's bad stress. More of the good stress, less of the bad stress, and everything will be all right. There was this gentleman who stressed a female referee out over the weekend, beating her up. He's been arrested. There's more information on that in our sports bulletin with stress-free Saida Sadiq coming up in a short while. Do not go anywhere.